Mark Allen here with BridgeLight Ministries. Thank you for joining us another week as we try to share and teach God's Word, and specifically on things that can help all of us in our daily walk through life. So today we're going to focus on, our topic will be how to handle a persistent problem. How to handle a persistent problem. When you are plagued with a persistent problem that goes on and on, view it as a rich opportunity. And what do I mean by that? Most of us, either when we were in junior high or high school, had experience having a tutor work with us. And the tutor is basically to help enhance our learning. So what is education anyway? Collecting and using information. So when I mention view it as a rich opportunity, the problem is like a tutor who is always by our side. The learning opportunities are limited only by our willingness to be teachable. So going again back to having a tutor, if you've experienced that, our parents invested in us, bringing in a tutor. So we had two options. Either we embraced a tutor to enhance our learning, or we were resistant to the tutor because we thought we knew everything. We didn't want to be bothered. We didn't have time, and we didn't take advantage of the enhanced learning, the education, taking that information and continuously enhancing ourselves and being able to apply it accordingly. So again, the problem, keep in mind, the best example analogy I can give you is the problem is like a tutor who is always by our side. And again, the learning opportunities are limited only by our willingness to be teachable. So what do we need to do next from that perspective? In faith, and I talk about this all the time, in faith, thank the Lord for your problem. And I know at times it's difficult. We're going through a problem, and it's, where you saying the word says thank the Lord. Well, yes, that's exactly what the word says. So it's not me saying this. It's exactly what God's word says. And at times we may find it challenging because of the problem. However, having great faith in God's word, you're not going to have any concerns or problems thanking the Lord for the problem. And the reason why you want to do that is because of the joy, and we talked about that before, that you will start experiencing. Ask the Lord to open your eyes and your heart to all that you are accomplishing through the difficulty. Again, after you thank the Lord, ask the Lord to open your eyes, open your heart to all that you are accomplishing through the difficulty. Once you become grateful for a problem, it loses its power to drag you down. And that is the key. Once you become grateful for the problem, it loses its power to drag you down. Strictly coming from God's word. That's the takeaway. How do you lose the power, have the power pulled away from you, not dragging you down? Being grateful, become grateful for a problem. I promise you, it loses its power to drag you down. Your thankful attitude will lift you up into heavenly places with the Lord. Again, we talk about having a thankful spirit continuously, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Your thankful attitude will lift you up into heavenly places with the Lord. That's all through the Spirit. Then your difficulties can seem as a slight temporary distress. Again, if you do those things that I just mentioned, your thankful attitude will lift you up into heavenly places with the Lord. Then your difficulties can be seen as a slight temporary distress. So with that said, let's see what God's word has to say about persistent problems and how do we handle it. So we're going to go to two books. The first one is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20 through 21. And then we're going to go to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. So Isaiah 30, verse 20 and 21. Although the Lord gives you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, your teachers will be hidden no more. With your own eyes, you will see them, whether you turn to the right or to the left. Your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." So again, the examples that I provided connect the dots to God's word, trying to simplify it, making it very easy for everyone to understand. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20 through 21. Now let's see what God's word says in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. For our light momentarily affliction, this slight distress of the passing hour is ever more and more abundantly preparing and producing and achieving for us an everlasting weight of glory beyond all measure, excessively surpassing all comparisons and all calculations, as a vast and transcendent glory and blessedness never to cease. So again, persistent problems, when they become a plague of problems that goes on and on, view that problem like a tutor who's always by your side. The learning opportunities are limited only by our willingness to be teachable. In faith, thank the Lord for your problem. Very important. Ask the Lord to open your eyes and see. Open your heart to feel all that you are accomplishing through that particular difficulty. Once you have become an individual with a grateful heart for a problem, it loses its power to drag you down. Very important. Once you have become grateful for a problem, it loses its power. And that's the key. Your thankful attitude will lift you up into heavenly places with the Lord. Then your difficulties can be seen as a slight temporary distress. I hope today's message will help everyone. Something that you can apply, again, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And that doesn't necessarily say that you will have a persistent problem day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. However, what I am saying is, if you apply God's word in Isaiah 30, verse 20 and 21, and 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. Apply those principles. I promise you God's word is alive, it's true, and you will feel the experience. And the power that tries to drag you down is no more. Well, that's all we have for today. I always like to close with two things. The first one is Psalm chapter 119, verse 105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. And I always like to finish with this. Always remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great day.